about to sit here and get drunk as I'm bitching about film structure? Yeah, I am. So if you're not interested in that, please don't abandon me like my family did when I was 3. If you've ever heard of the writing book Save the Cat, or maybe taken a basic screenwriting class, you might have heard of something called a 3-act structure, meaning that your movie can be divided into 3 separate acts: the setup, confrontation, and the resolution. Or in bimbo terms, a beginning, a middle, and an end. While that is an important part of film structure, it's also a bit of an oversimplification, or rather an over-bimboification. So yes, there is a 3-act structure, beginning, middle, and end. But within that structure is a series of about 8 or so sequences, each of which presents the characters with a unique challenge that they must overcome in order to further the plot.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Act 1 in particular consists of 3 important sequences. The ordinary world, where we're introduced to our main characters and the world that they exist in. The point of attack, where the reason to be on this journey is established, and the lock-in, which is the moment that the characters officially start said journey. The point of attack and ordinary world can happen in any order, honestly, but the first act should always end with the lock-in. But Oh What Fun doesn't follow that structure at all. In fact, the lock-in doesn't even come until halfway through Act 2. The movie is literally all about Claire's crash out and subsequent journey after her family forgets her, but that doesn't even happen until halfway through the movie, which makes it feel like 2 different styles of movie that are just violently smashed together and don't work. The middle of the movie shouldn't be your lock-in. This should be the midpoint shift, the halfway point where the story is reoriented and the stakes are raised, making the audience even further invested in the character's journey. But this movie has no midpoint shift, because there's no real midpoint in the film, no moment where the stakes are raised. Instead, they just start low and stay low because Claire faces almost no challenges on her journey. She shows up to the Zazie show looking like I do after spending 5 minutes with my family. So, in other words, like she's been through hell. But she hasn't, really. Her melting down on Zazie's show should have been the all is lost moment, which is usually at the end of Act 2 and then results with a climax and a last-ditch effort to achieve the character's goals.
I object!
But it can't be that because Claire has already achieved her goal. She made it to Zazie's, and everything was fine. And there's still 20 minutes left in the movie for some goddamn reason. Which is why the resolution feels so stale.